so that might be advantageous. But let's go ahead and pass in self, and then we'll say self.sma5 equals self.I, and then we'll just tap into TA lib and say, hey, we want the SMA. Thank you. And then we'll say self.data, and we'll say self.data.close, and then we'll say time period equals 5 because we want the 5 SMA. And then we actually want to do something fairly similar for the 20. Just gonna pass in 20 here. So I just copied it over, 20. And then we'll go ahead and say self.entry hour equals 9, self.exit hour equals 10. So we'll be entering at 9, exiting at 10. And we'll say def next, because remember the above was just, it runs at one time. Now the below runs at each bar. So it just depends on how many bars you have, but you know, we have unlimited data. So self.data.datetime and we'll say -1. We'll say 2 pi date just to format it, and we'll say dot hour, and then we'll go ahead and say if self.position, if hour is bigger or equal to self dot, oh my goodness, not in green though, self dot exit hour, then we'll say self dot position dot close, because that is our close condition. And then, since we have our close condition, we want to have our actual buy position. So first, essentially, we're saying, hey, if we're in position, check to see if the hour is over the exit hour, which is 10 a.m. And if it is, then we will get out. So if hour, now to enter, if hour is bigger than self.entry hour and self.SMA5, so we're just doing a simple SMA strategy here again. Self.SMA20 -1. Then we'll say self.buy. And then we'll pass in a bunch of information. Size equals 1. Stop loss equals self.data.close -1. -1. Multiply it by 1 minus self dot stop loss percentage divided by 1,000, and then TP equals self dot data dot close -1 multiplied by 1 plus self dot take profit divided by 1,000, and that should be good for our buy condition. And essentially we need to just pull in all this data now, and we'll say, okay, this is our data, we'll capitalize it all. Let's drop any data that doesn't appear. Data.drop NA. There shouldn't be much for that though. And excuse me, we want to say backtest equals backtesting. I actually set this up differently. Remember, I didn't import it, so I have to say backtesting and then backtest. And you see what I did differently there? You can see here, I usually import it up here. Import backtesting, bring in strategy, bring in backtest, but I didn't this time. So now I have to say backtesting.backtest. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. I'm here to help. Let's go ahead and then pass in the strategy. So let's just copy that over. And then cash will be $1 million again. And then commission equals 0.2%, which is high, and that's good. And then the result, let's go ahead and delete this stuff. Result equals BT, we're gonna optimize this time right away. So the first time we're gonna optimize, and we'll say we'll maximize the equity